12 strange signs that you have low levels of oxygen in your blood. This video is for educational purposes only.
So do speak with your doctor if you have any unusual symptoms. 1. Morning headaches.
Waking up with a dull or throbbing headache in the morning signals low oxygen levels.
This is common in people who snore or have sleep apnea, breathing strangely at night, and don't take in enough oxygen. This causes blood pressure to rise to bring oxygen to the brain, triggering a headache. 2. Air hunger. If you find yourself craving more air or sighing frequently, gently gasping with small puffs of air. This usually happens when your blood becomes too acidic, stopping oxygen from moving freely.
Eating too much sugar or low vitamin E often causes this.
Three, chewing ice. Another strange sign of low oxygen levels is a tendency to chew on ice cubes. This craving or compulsion is common in people who are anemic, which means they don't have enough iron in their blood to carry oxygen properly. It's very common in vegans, vegetarians, and people on a plant-based diet.
Are your legs feeling heavy after a workout? You might be experiencing hypoxic myopathy, also known as heavy leg syndrome.
Your muscles need lots of oxygen from your blood to make energy and move freely. Low oxygen levels causes your muscles to become weaker, especially the larger muscles of the legs.
You may notice your thighs and calves becoming heavy when you climb stairs or walk up a slight hill.
Vitamin C or E deficiencies usually cause this particular problem. 5. Clubbed nails. Take a look at your fingernails and toenails. If they appear swollen, widened, or the fingertips have bulged out, or the nails have a sponge texture which feels like this is called clubbing and is caused by severely low oxygen in the blood. This often happens to people with lung, heart, or liver damage. Consult your doctor at the first sign. 6. Swollen smooth tongue.
Your tongue constantly grows and renews cells with vitamin B12 and oxygen.
However, if you have low oxygen levels or a B12 deficiency, your tongue may become swollen and smooth. Without enough oxygen, the tongue cells can't regenerate properly, leading to a glossy, red, or swollen appearance. This is caused by anemia and low blood oxygen, and can often be fixed by eating more red meat.
Number 7 is emotional numbness. If you feel low, apathetic, and disconnected from things that once made you happy, this could be a sign of low oxygen levels in the brain.
Without enough oxygen, your brain struggles to make mood-regulating chemicals like serotonin.
And this causes emotional numbness and that sense of depressed detachment.
Getting more exercise, taking vitamin D3, and getting more sleep can help lift a depression. 8. Constant yawning.
Constantly yawning throughout the day, even when you've had plenty sleep, means that your cells aren't producing enough ATP energy, leaving you feeling tired.
Yawning is also a way for your body to try and take in more oxygen.
This commonly happens in people with a vitamin B1 deficiency, as B1 converts oxygen into energy.
You can easily correct this by getting more B1 from sunflower seeds, mussels, pork, or garlic.
9. Dizziness and weakness.
Feeling dizzy or faint when you stand up could be a sign of low oxygen levels.
With limited oxygen, blood pressure may drop, reducing flow to the brain.
This creates a sudden, lightheaded sensation as your body struggles to adjust.
Low oxygen also makes it harder for your brain to maintain balance, and sometimes peripheral vision blackouts.
10. A fast heartbeat.
An average healthy person has a heart rate of between 60 to 100 beats per minute.
You can count these easily, placing 2 fingers on the artery on the inside of the wrist.
If your heart rate is higher than this whilst you are resting, or perhaps you hear your heart beat when lying down in bed,
This could indicate you have low levels of oxygen in your blood, so your heart is working harder to pump additional blood through the body.
Leading me on to number 11, chest tightness.
With low oxygen levels, your heart had to work harder to pump blood.
This can create a feeling of pressure, weight, or constriction in your chest. Feeling dizzy or faint when you stand up could be a sign of low oxygen levels. Increasing electrolytes, vitamin E, and B vitamins can help improve oxygenation.
As you can see on the monitor, your heart is beating strong and steady. Everything looks perfectly healthy.
When oxygen levels are low, blood becomes darker, giving a blue color to extremities.
This can cause your fingers, lips, or nail beds to have a bluish tint.
This can also indicate poor circulation and possible nerve damage.
it often happens to people who have heart problems, lung disease, or anemia. Testing oxygen levels.
A normal reading is around 95 to 100%, but if it's below, especially below 92, then it's likely you have a problem.
Once the sample is collected, we analyze it carefully in the lab to ensure accurate results.
However, noticing the signs and symptoms early can make it easier to fix any problems before they become dangerous.
So, let's take a look now at why you may be low in oxygen in the first place.
There are many reasons that oxygen isn't being delivered properly to your tissues from your blood.
Obviously, underlying health conditions like lung disease, asthma, or heart disease cannot be ruled out.
For example, if your breathing stops and starts abnormally when you're asleep, or you're snoring, you won't take in as much oxygen into your blood during the night. Dehydration can thicken your blood
and make it harder to carry oxygen when you're not drinking enough water. You could also have poor circulation
because you simply don't exercise enough outside where there's lots of oxygen.
Anemia is a very common problem.
I am trying to balance all these tasks, but sometimes it just feels like too much.
To carry the oxygen through your body. When you're stressed, your blood's pH can become too acidic.
Providing oxygen delivery to tissues. Emotional stress also causes shorter breaths, so you take in less oxygen through your lungs. Eating too much sugar and processed carbs makes blood acidic, blocking oxygen delivery. Smoking and vaping restricts blood vessels, causing poor circulation. It also depletes antioxidants needed to keep your oxygen levels in check. With that said, let's look at how to naturally boost your oxygen levels.
Practice doing slow, deep belly breathing for 5 minutes, 3 times per day. This opens the airways and naturally increases the oxygen in your blood for free.
Begin at once drinking 2 liters of mineral water daily to help your blood carry and absorb oxygen better.
Eat an 8-ounce serving of beef steak 3 times per week to boost heme iron and vitamin B12 levels.
These nutrients build hemoglobin flux, your oxygen transporter, and naturally combat anemia.
If you snore or have sleep apnea, consider using a wedge pillow to help keep your airways open while you sleep.
You might also consider a CPAP machine to maintain open airways with gentle, continuous air pressure. This device helps your lungs take in more oxygen to enrich your blood.
Expose your skin to sunlight for 40 minutes a day to raise vitamin D levels. This supports healthy blood vessels, reduces inflammation, and improves blood flow.
Alternatively, take 10,000 IU of D3 daily, especially in winter. Cut back on sugary and high-carb foods like fruit juices, soda, cereals, sweets, and grains.